in the final edition of Newsweek Daily News. Today we are sad because it's our final edition, aren't you sad?
Yes, I'm sorry to tell you that this is our final version of our news uh, presentation with you. We had a very fun time. We exposed many important problems around the globe, and we are very glad that you synchronize with us to putting us attention. You learning with us. We're learning with your comments on our webpage, and that's it for my commentaries.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that this edition will be less interesting. We have two great investigators, the same as all times, Brandon Mange and Luis Palacios. They have a very interesting point of view about the problem that is in Brazil. It's a pension problem.
and and we have a special guest tonight, special uh, well participant in the USA government. You'll see this later.
Okay, here we go, Palacios and Brandon Mange.
Okay, as our friend said, we're going to talk now about two topics, but first we're going to talk about Brazil's pension problem.
Well, Brazilian President-elect Dilma Rousseff is starting off bold. Her initial agenda includes eradicating absolute poverty, trimming the budget, and safeguarding freedom of the press. Even the political opposition nodded in agreement. But everyone also took note of what Rousseff said she wouldn't do: tackle social security reform.
Well, that's shocking, since Brazil's social welfare system is among the most deserved on record. But to this, it has one of the world's youngest populations. It shells out the same share of its GDP, that it means the 11%, as the greatest nations of Europe. Worse, Brazil is aging faster than the rich countries ever did, twice as fast as Europe in the last century. And the problem is getting worse. Federal, state, and local governments write checks to private sector pensioners as worth more than 7% of GDP, up from 2.5% 30 years ago. Mm, with the economy surging again, even the ballooning social security debt seems almost manageable. But to unleash the full potential of this speculative powerhouse, Brazil has little choice but to disarm this pension bomb.
Well, while Rousseff say she's got no such appetite, she well knows that the average retirement age in Brazil is 353, and that France was in flames because Parliament voted to raise the retirement age from 60.
Okay, now we're going to talk about an issue that China's getting into the web business, Israel.
Okay, at the end of 2009, Google enjoyed a spot as the promising second largest players in China's burgeoning online search industry. The internet at the time lacked competition from government companies, which in China's state-dominated business landscape was extremely rare. Tucker Greenan, head of fashion telecommunication research at HSBC News in Hong Kong, told Newsweek at the time.
Yes, what a difference a year makes. Since Google hides profiles bad with the Chinese government, the subsequent retreat to Hong Kong, the search engine market in China has opened in domestic companies. Baidu has strengthened its lead on the controls 73% of the market, up from 68% in the first quarter. And web giant Alibaba recently tested a beta version of a search site and is working on the Microsoft Bing.
Okay, we are going to continue talking about this.
Now we're going to talking about our friends. What about our friends start? That is that China gets in on the web business. Well, as we know, search is not the only sector targeted by China. A subsidy of the State Post Bureau launched a B2C, that is a style of website, that offers a wide variety of goods for sales and options to pay water, electricity bills, only for consumers in wealthy, where is it? Jiangsu province. Last month, the State Bureau of Surveying and Mapping launched the beta version of a site called Map World that is seemingly intended to compete with Google Maps, which still lacks an online map license in China.
Well, earlier this year, as microblogging grew in popularity locally, People's Daily released an updated version of the People's Microblog, which features tweeting a government official. China's state television provider, CCTV, has been moving into online video and broadcasting as well. There's been a huge shift on the government side over this past year, says Thomas Crampton, Asia Pacific Director of the Digital Influence at Ogilvy, in that there has been a huge amount of government investment in the internet.
Well, friends, we're going to say you thank you for being with us. All these sagas of the news, and first of all, I want to tell you that if you know any job at any news work, you tell me because after this I'm not going to have job. What about you?
Well, I'm so sad this finally ended, but this has been a great experience for us. Well, thank you for everything.
Okay, now we are presenting for the last version a friend of us that's talking to us from the White House. He is Barack Obama and he wants to congratulate us for our work. Hello, folks. Now I'm Barack Obama, and I'm talking from the White House. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they are my favorite reporters, because they give very special news, and I wanna have a big clap for them because their work is very good. You know what I'm saying? These things are very important issues around the world, and I'm very sad for it to end. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now you're gonna live with them, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas for Shizu. Keep it real, man. This is our final presentation. We are glad for you to be synchronizing with us, for hearing our comments, and for especially hear all the presentation, our guests. We're very glad with them. Now give them a big clap.
Okay, we have also a special thanks to Barack Obama. Thank you for your opinion, and to Mr. John Reed. We know we love UK, and thank you to Group 2 for listening. What we say, no? Goodbye.
Yes, this is not a goodbye. This is a see you soon. We are Jorge Freydig and
Israel Gonzalez presenting Daily